Hello everybody, thank you for joining us. Today we're going to do a sketch of a hand gripping an object. When we're talking about gripping an object, it's like with a white grip and like really firmly trying to press it. Like if we Google images, we will find several images of a hand like using that very standard placement on that exercising grip. So that could be one option to work with. Maybe we will also utilize that, but let's see. We're doing the standard bell shape to start off. Instead of that, sorry about that, we'll do a bell shape for the hand. Of course, that's the back of the hand. The knuckles are going to come here, and we always maintain that the knuckles arc shaped no matter what the placement is, pretty much, unless it's a very foreshortened angle of sight. That is another story, but usually knuckles starting like that, index finger right about there, middle finger right about there, second tallest finger, and then the smallest finger coming backward like that. This is not sharp, sorry, this is not placed right, it's like this coming backward. Now we have some framework in place. Oval here for the thumb, oval here for the back of the hand, the neighboring fleshy part of the hand, and of course we have the outstretched features going in on both sides here, coming in, putting in some wrist transitioning wrinkles there, creases, wrinkles, whatever we can call them. And then we have, let's actually put in a wide object like that. So perhaps the hand is holding on to some sort of a, what could we say, a jar, let's say. So that wide. And then we have to throw the fingers right around this. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then the smallest guy, 1, 2, and 3. I guess he has to be outstretched if it's something like this wide. And then we have 1 and 2 for the thumb. So let's throw in some colored lines here, and let's see how this works out for us. So we always maintain that doing sausages is like a good practice, and we're trying to get the digits going. So 1, 2, 3. Actually, this has to be smaller, sorry. Right around that. There. 1, 2, and 3. And then start here. 1. So we're turning them inward a little bit. 1, 2, and 3. And then of course we bring this guy up a little bit. He's a little too far. So here's the knuckle. And 1, 2, and 3. Going back, the fleshy part of the hand, ending there instead of here. Sorry. We bring it inward a little bit. And 1 and 2 for the thumb. Now we'll also play around with some options here, but let's let me get this going first of all and put in some chord lines. So there's the wrist creases, and depending on how much squeeze is being put on here, there might be a elaborate vein here going into the wrist, going into the forearm, wrist going into the forearm. It might have a prominent vein. Again, we always maintain that every hand is different, every hand is dynamic, awesome in its own way. So various colors to anatomy there, various levels. So 1, 2, like just curved shapes will do. If you roughly throw like 1, 2, like this, well, this is a little flatter, and then you can work in the details, like crease here, like more folded here on the end, and then 1 and 2 will work, I think, going into the famous demarcated finger creases there, sorry, hand creases there, hand creases, not finger. And then there's the other neighboring back of the hand. Let's say that we cannot see through this guy here, because that is the whole point of grasping an object that is like that wide. So we can go 1, 2, and well, that was 1, 2, and 3. So there, 2 curves will do it, and then flat end here. Let's put in nail here and some finger lines, and then similarly right here. Let's move this guy a little bit, nudge him a little bit toward there. Creases again, finger lines, creases, whatever you want to call them, and essential skin folds. And then next one over, and then a hint of the index finger right there. That's how it's most likely going to come across. And of course the essential like thumb lines right there, and then we can add all the details we want. We can add the characteristic folds and like creases here on the hand to make it ultra detailed. And whether this is a casual illustration, whether this is a magnified illustration or very far, very small, doesn't matter. We have to like get the placement right. Now, one other option that we can play around with here is if we are grasping this, the width is essentially this. So let's say that we had, I think we spoke about that grip, that exercises. It's called an exerciser. So suppressed exerciser, I guess, would be something like that. Then we use the same line except for just that little bit coming in, like so. And then we have that option there. You can Google images, you'll find several, I think, of an exerciser. I'm confident you'll find many in terms of an exerciser. And that same grip can work. The same placement. We don't even need to move this. It can work for this. And of course, what we will have going in that case is, after that, we'll have the fingers, like the fingers meeting the hand here, and we'll have the famous hand fold right there, and we'll put in those details because it will become see-through in that case, if we are using an exerciser grip to illustrate this hand placement or this position. Now of course we can put in all the all the details, all the different tones and inks. The intensity will of course vary according to the light source, according to what we want to accomplish here, whether this is and I just reiterate that if it's a casual illustration, yes, just so many details will work. If it is not necessarily a casual illustration, then we are talking about some detail work going in and helping amp up the illustration. Already, as you've noticed, if you put in some curvature, some cross hatch casually along the shape of the hand, so round bulge right there, we always maintain that cross hatch is better when it flows along the shape as much as it can anyways, but different artists have different ways of interpreting things, and but those are definitely a general rule to follow. So we have some level of crosshatch right there, just to again put a certain additional dimension onto the illustration. And of course you can keep making this better. You can keep making certain tones deeper, certain tones lighter, until we get the desired how should I put it, the desired effect from that particular hand placement. So there we have it, hand in a white grip. Please do try it out. Awesome exercise. So please do subscribe, keep in touch. We put out content pretty much every day. Let's keep sharing ideas. Thank you for watching and have yourself a wonderful day.